3 puzzles to add to your game. The mirrored performance. Your party enters a room with a small stage with several musical instruments. Just before the stage is a statue of a sad woman with her arms out, holding nothing. One wall is a massive mirror, and after looking into the mirror, you notice something. The statue of the woman is happy and holding an important item needed to continue in the dungeon. After every player picks up a musical instrument, you notice your reflections begin to move on their own, playing a short song, then stop as if waiting for you to play. If the players can correctly mimic the performance 3 times, an ethereal applause can be heard, and the statue begins smiling, and the magical key appears in her hands. If the players make a mistake, they are shocked by their instrument and they hear a loud booing sound. Memory mash. You enter a brightly lit tiled room with nothing in it, but you notice the gravity gets so strong you can barely walk. Jumping and flying is futile, and the gravity crushes you back down to the ground. The lights go out, and a twisting path is revealed to the players before the lights come back on. If the players can remember the correct path, they can make it across the room, but if they step on the wrong spot, they fall through the ground and reappear back at the start. Slanting slides. You enter a hallway that appears to be straightforward, but once you walk halfway across, the entire hall begins to tilt downwards. A massive boulder drops from behind you and slowly rolls towards you. You dodge out of the way easily, and it drops through a hole at the end. But a second boulder drops behind you again. As the hall tilts more and more, the boulders get progressively faster, becoming harder to dodge and dealing more damage when they hit. When you are most of the way through, you find that some spaces are trapped, either sticking you to the floor, making it hard to dodge, or covering the floor in oil, causing you to slide down the hall. Can you make it across without being crushed? Try this D&D puzzle on your dark vision dependent party. Your players enter a temple devoted to the god of death, and it's pitch black. They light a torch, and suddenly undead creatures spring to life, attacking them. When they retreat into the darkness, the undead stop, unmoving and still unless provoked. Each room follows the same pattern. Light brings the creatures to life. Darkness keeps them safe, so the party starts navigating in pure darkness, relying on dark vision to guide the way. Eventually, they reach a sealed door, surrounded by dozens of unmoving undead creatures. It has 4 slots, labeled red, blue, yellow, and green. In the dark, they find 4 gems with a word engraved into each gem: ruby, sapphire, emerald, and amethyst. Matching names to colors, they slot them in and pull the lever. Wrong move. The room flashes red. The undead awaken. Only when they risk lighting a torch do they realize the truth. The gem labeled ruby is actually green. The one labeled sapphire is red, because dark vision only shows shades of gray. They couldn't see the real colors. Here's a Dungeons & Dragons puzzle the nerds at your table will love. Entering a dungeon created by ancient scholars, the party arrives at a narrow platform suspended over a pool of lava. On the first platform, the players find a basket filled with dozens of glowing, magical round stones with an inscription above it that says, "A circle's truth shall guide your weight. Begin with the whole, then count each fate." The platform ahead is divided into 6 stone segments, all of which are carved with indentations to hold up to 9 magical stones. Unsure of what to do, the players might walk past the first segment, only for the entire platform to jolt towards the lava before stopping. A second inscription appears. "Balance is sacred. Misplace even one and meet your end. 6 steps, 6 sums from the infinite march of the circle's mind." The party will place magical stones, perhaps even guessing the right number. If the right numbers are put in, the players can walk past. If not, they drop closer to the lava. If they make another mistake, a third inscription appears. "They mocked me for my obsession with circles, but I told them there's beauty in numbers. 3, then 1, then 4. If only they'd listened. I hope someone else understands." As you might have guessed, the players have to enter the number of stones into each section that corresponds with pi. 3, then 1, then 4, then 1, then 5, then 9. Do you think your party would get it? If you are enjoying this video, check out my Patreon, where you can get access to original monster stat blocks, awesome magic items, and full adventure PDFs every month. 2 simple yet dangerous puzzles for D&D. Ruthless riddles. Deep in the ancient ruins, your party finds a room with 2 doors and a large button in front of each. Stepping on both opens the doors, leading to 2 winding halls that merge into a room with a treasure chest in the center. The floor is made of tiles, each with a letter. Suddenly, the halls close behind you, trapping you. A voice echoes a riddle, and you must work together, stepping on the correct tiles to spell the answer. Wrong tiles deliver painful shocks through your body. Each correct answer brings you closer to the chest, which holds magic items and an escape. Monster mixology. In the mad alchemist's study, you find potion recipes and empty beakers. The ingredients listed are various monster parts. While exploring the room, you realize that the next hall is protected by statues of dragons, spewing a constant stream of fire. A hatch door reveals that under the study are dozens of creatures locked in cages. One recipe reveals that to make a potion of fire immunity, you need troll fat, phoenix feathers, and dragon's blood. Will you release the monsters, collecting the ingredients needed to grant you safe access through the flames? 3 dangerous puzzles for your next D&D game. Teleportation orb. Your party enters a large room with dozens of floating translucent orbs scattered throughout the room. As the players move closer to inspect the orbs, they realize that touching one causes them to vanish in a burst of light and reappear instantaneously at another orb elsewhere in the chamber. Only one orb teleports the player to the next room. At irregular intervals, the room shakes slightly as a hidden door in the wall slides open, releasing a hostile creature that begins hunting down the adventurers. Lever elevator. After entering a room, the players notice that the ceiling is covered in spikes and there are several levers on the floor. When one of the levers is flipped, an alarm rings once and the floor begins to rise toward the spiked ceiling. When flipped in the right order, the levers stay in place, but if flipped in the wrong order, an alarm rings and all the levers are reset. The players must flip all levers in the right order before they are crushed against the spiked ceiling. Chained Guardian. The players enter a room filled with dozens of pillars with an open door on the far end. As they walk towards the door, they are suddenly charged by a massive guardian attached to the wall by a long chain. The guardian rushes at whoever is closest to the door, but it becomes clear that it only runs in a straight line and it is not intelligent enough to unwrap itself from the pillars. The players must avoid the guardian for long enough to get it trapped in its own chains to move on to the next room.